Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's David, and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today I'm looking at the Hot Wheels Star Wars Jango Fett Slave 1. This interpretation of Slave 1 was first seen in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, even though it was chronologically first seen in Episode 2, the Slave 1 did in fact make its first on-screen appearance in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Now, if anybody at home is wondering if it's the same exact mold as the original Slave 1s that we've seen, yes it is. There is no difference between Boba Fett's and Jango Fett's ship. The molds are exactly the same. The only thing different is the paint job. Since we brought up the mold, the size of the ship should be a shock to nobody. It stands at 2 3/4 inches tall. So everybody at home should know how my videos go by now. We're going to take a look at the mold, the paint, put it on a stand, compare it to some other ships, and then we'll be done. So let's get started. Let's get this video started looking at the mold. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the ship, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see all those fine details. First up, we have our cockpit, which looks very nice with that glossy paint. We have our stabilizer fins, looking good. Nothing on the ship moves or rotates. I know it stinks, but it's the nature of the beast at this point. Then moving down in this section, we have all our concealed weaponry, such as blasters, missiles. It's a Swiss Army knife of ships. You know, it's piloted by a bounty hunter. It should have some hidden weapons, right? Then down here, we have our rotating twin laser cannons. Looking fine. On the bottom, we have our boarding ramp. Inside of here should be the cargo hold. Nice molding down here. We have a rivet. On the back, we have our engine section. Looking amazing. We've seen it before. Wish it had more paint, but what are you going to do? We have a ped port for our stand. 2 rivets holding it together. And, of course, our copyright crap. So, all in all, that's all the major sections of the Slave 1. So now let's get a closer look. Alright, beginning our closer look, we'll begin with the back of the ship. We can see a rivet, our copyright crap going along the bottom. And then some nice molding down here. I think the engine section of the Slave 1 is probably my favorite. Very nice molding all around. Peg port for the stand, another rivet. And this down here is my favorite section. Just tons of different layers, all those pipes. Very nice. That came out great. Would be great with a little black wash to really make all this detail pop, but I'm speaking to the choir on that one. Now for the stabilizer fins. We've seen it before. Very nicely done. Some great molding there. All the way around. Pretty dope. Especially on the bottom. And that's the same for this side. They're mirrored. And one cool thing is they actually molded the interior. We can see a little star down there. And some molding going around. That's awesome. Now I wish that these could just move up, because they're like slanted and I just want to make them level. It irritates me. But it is molded on the interior on this side as well. There's that little star. Pretty cool. Now for the skirt section, we have our boarding ramp, which looks pretty good, and some nice line work coming down here. Very cool. Now, we already looked at this ship, technically, so I'm kind of moving through this pretty fast. But, just very nice. I like the work they do. Now, it's not on this side, but on this side we have these very close molded lines. Very cool. I like how that feels. Now, moving up to the top of the ship, we have some nice molding coming around here. Our cockpit is recessed in compared to the rest of the ship. And I like that. That was a cool choice. On the sides where the green is, we have some nice line work as well. Pretty cool. And this is my second favorite part of the ship. All the detailing on this little neck piece. Look at that. Beautiful molding. Some excellent line work and paneling. Fantastic stuff. Especially on this side, we see all the work put into here. Very nice. And then down here, we have our twin rotating laser cannons, which don't rotate, but they look good. We can see little pipes going up to the back here. Pretty cool. And then on this side, again, nicely done. Nice little mold in there as well. In the front, pretty cool. And on the underneath, we just have minor molding. So that does it for the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. I tried to move quickly since this is about the third time I reviewed this particular ship. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at that paint, Jango Fett Slave 1 features 6 different colors. First color up is the main color, which is a nice light gray. And I think it looks pretty good. They tried to match the metallic paint to the plastic, and I think it works pretty well. All in all, nice. On the back, it's just flat gray. There's nothing here. Would have been nice to see maybe a little copper or silver with a black wash, but yeah, I'm just preaching to the choir with that one. So the next color we have is a nice dark gray, which is right here on the bottom and on the bottom of the ship. So that's pretty cool. Next we have blue for the whole bottom, and I think that came out great. I like that color blue. It's like the TARDIS for Doctor Who. Very nice, and I love the effect they put on here. Very nice, almost like a camo, and I think that came out great. Next color we have is green, and that's on the sides as well as the center. So that's pretty cool. That's actually my favorite color, that forest green. Really cool. Next we have some yellow, and that's on the bottom of the ship, the front, and on the top. So that's pretty dope. And finally, we have glossy black for the cockpit window, and I think that looks amazing. You can see it reflects all my lights. Pretty nice. So that covers the mold and the paint. So now let's put this baby back on the stand and compare it to some other ships before we conclude the video. And just like other Hot Wheels ships, it comes with a cool translucent stand with the CIS symbol on there. Peg it into port like so, hear that click, and just like that, you're good to go. And now for a quick size comparison with the Hot Wheels Star Wars Jango Fett Slave 1 seen in the center. On the right hand side we have Boba Fett Slave 1, the exact same model, just a different paint job. And of course I had to do it. On the left hand side we have the Star Wars Titanium Series Slave 1 with the Jango Fett paint application. And I have to say, out of all three of these, this one is by far my favorite. I think the paint applications are awesome, and it does have moving parts as well. Let me know in the comments below, which one of these do you prefer? And for a bonus size comparison, here we have all the ships in the wave, starting from the right and moving our way to the left. We have the Green Ace, the Blue Ace, Jango Fett Slave 1, and finally Kaz's Fireball. And I want to hear from you at home. Which ones in the wave are your favorite? Which ones don't you like at all? I know for some of you out there, you don't like any of them except Slave 1, or maybe not even that. Let me know in the comments below. And also, let me know, what do you want Mattel/Hot Wheels to make next? Let me know, I'd love to hear from you guys. And that does it today for my review of the Hot Wheels Star Wars Jango Fett Slave 1. Now, like I keep mentioning, we've seen this mold before with the Boba Fett version of Slave 1 and also the gold version, which I'll put both links in the description below if you want to check out those reviews. So seeing this ship, there was no shock. Nothing really stood out because we've seen it multiple times. But it is a nice looking mold. There's little things I would change here and there. But for a little kid's toy, this is very nice. I think they did a decent job. I love the back, the engineering section. That looks great. The stabilizing fins and all the nice little modules and line work on here are A+. Now for the paint, I love the color choices here. The blue, the green, the yellow, all that stuff. But there's something missing and I can't really point my finger at it. It's just lacking. It's a little blah here and there. A little black wash would have went a long way with this. Really would have. I'm not as impressed as I wanted to be with the paint. But having said all that, for a $4.99 kids toy with die cast and plastic, it's not too bad. And I will give Hot Wheels credit because I do love the design they did here on the blue and green and dark gray. That wear and tear look, it looks amazing in my opinion. But I do think they could have did a little more to make it really stand out and make it special. And don't forget, it comes with that translucent stand to make it blend in with the rest of the collection. So that's everything I have to say about this Bounty Hunter ship today. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit that like button. And if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.